Hello everyone, this is going to be a Minecraft video on how to make traps. It's going to involve two different types of traps, one for players on a PvP server and one for monsters. First though, I'm going to show you one of the projects I'm working on. My last video I did a tutorial on some TNT cannons, and one thing I'm trying to do right now is build essentially an ultimate TNT cannon that would be like fully reloading, computerized, all sorts of stuff like that, so it could be remotely fired, and it has a couple features built in right now, like it can read out ammo capacity, and it can store 12 shots at any one time. It should have the same range as my earlier cannons. However, when storing that much TNT, you have to be really careful. I've blown up this thing 4 or 5 times now, which is why it's not done yet, but this should be coming into a video sometime in the future, and I'll go more into that when I get there. Let's go. Where did my... I really should have remembered where my tunnel was. There we go. But yeah, expect that in the future. But in the meantime, traps. I've designed all my traps to be underground in a ravine, actually, just because I think that's a good place to put traps. But first I'm going to show you the monster trap. These are very useful if you want to farm gunpowder to make TNT, stuff like that, and generally they have to be very large unless you're using a spawner, and you can't use a spawner for creepers because unless you hack it. But what I try to do with this is use a smaller room, but instead of using water channels running throughout the room to move the mobs into central funnels where you can do whatever you want with them, I used soul sand to make one-way gates so that more of the floor space is actually valid spawning area. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to leave this room, turn off the lights, and set the difficulty on hard, and we'll come back in about 30 seconds and see how many monsters we have. And with any luck, there should be a good number of them. Let's go. So, alright, and while we wait, I'll talk a little bit about the other trap I did. In my Xbox world, I built a 50 by 50 room, which requires mining out 5,000 blocks. And we don't play on hard on that world, it's on normal, so it's not as good as it could be, but it's been getting quite a few mobs. And if you just dig out a very large amount like that, remove the torches, and put in some sort of system to transfer the mobs, very quickly you'll end up amassing quite an amount of resources. I already have 3 or 4 stacks of TNT. The difficulty though is just having the patience to dig a room that big, which is why this could be a nice design if you don't want to put in that much time but want to have some sort of a supply of gunpowder. But that should be long enough that we should have some mobs in there. Let's go find out. There's a spider. This trap, one of the drawbacks of it is it does not work on spiders. But even then, we didn't have as many spawns as I was hoping, but zombie spawn, he worked his way down here, and if we leave it a little bit longer, we'll definitely get more mobs spawned in here, because the mob cap on these things is pretty high, and quite a few can spawn. Sometimes you'll see, I've had times where you'll get 8 or 9 creepers all going through there at once, and it's pretty fun. But we'll leave that for now and see if we can gather some more mobs. Now I'll show you the other trap. This is designed to be used against players, and I hope at least, because it took a while trying to hide it, that this trap, when you walk through here, you would not see anything out of the ordinary other than a block of glowstone, which is not part of the trap. But the idea of this trap, I don't know if this has been done before, but what you do is you use an iron ore as the decoy, and when you dig the iron ore out, you don't need to fall in anything, but when you break the second iron ore, I'll show you what happens. TNT pops out everywhere, and you can make as many of these TNT as you want and blow up anyone, even if they're wearing full diamond armor, because the only limit on it is how much patience you have to build these TNT things. And the really nice thing about this design is that once you do that, you just place the iron ore back. All you have to do to reset it, place a TNT in each one, and then place a block on top. And you can break those blocks if you want. They get pushed up by the pistons. But just like that, I mean, I wasn't really even trying that hard, and that was a 8-second reload on the thing, and it's ready to go and can kill another person. Just walk up, and they pop back up, because since there's water, they don't destroy the environment, even though they will kill the person. And now I'll show you briefly how this thing works. Inside of here, if you have a torch and a repeater, a solid block will transfer redstone current along it. So if I have a block there, it will transfer current, and that current will reset the pistons in this case. So I have some NOT gates hidden under here, and it's just simple redstone wiring. But then inside of each of these, you have a piston. On top of that, you have a piece of TNT, and on top of that, you have your stone. When this triggers, then the stone gets pushed up and out of the way, which lets the water flow into the TNT, and then the torch sets off the TNT. So it's all one simple setup, and you can hide all the electronics easily. When you break it, pops up, the TNT goes off, just like that. You could easily expand the system out to use as many TNT as you wanted, but the main point of it is just the simplicity and resetting, so it can't blow itself up. And also, it's pretty hard to detect, I think. Most people will go for just a block of iron ore. Everyone likes iron. Let's see if we got any more mobs here. I may have built that a little bit too far away to actually get more spawns, but we'll see. There's some creepers. Some skeletons. It's a good sign. Let's go in and see if it actually caught anything. Well, we clearly have at least one skeleton. Oh, and our zombie went away. But generally, when you're in these traps, you'll just wait down here, and I should go close the door so they can actually still spawn. Hello, creepers. Also, when you're building these traps, one-way doors are probably the most annoying thing in Minecraft. I'm being dead serious when I say that, because they work just as well in you as they do on the mobs, and it gets really obnoxious really quickly. So if you don't have a lot of patience, this is not a trap to build. But in general, once you have this trap built, I just built a room so it can kind of show off how many mobs we get. We're not getting nearly as many as I'd hoped right now, but with mob spawning, it kind of depends on luck. Sometimes you'll get ridiculous numbers, sometimes you won't. But in general, you would build a lava blade down here, and I can show you really briefly how to do a lava blade, in case you're curious. And monsters will just drop into it, die, and you get their stuff. Very easy, very safe. But let's see. Basic idea of a lava blade. If I can find my inventory button. Where are signs? There we go. Oh. These skeletons are beating me up. Yep. Well, I should have seen that coming. Huh. Alright. I had not planned when I made this for skeletons to outsmart me when I tried to demonstrate a lava blade. You'd be surprised. These mobs are not known for intelligence, but they will surprise you if they choose to. And yeah, we're not going to build a lava blade here, just because I am losing to these mobs. But, I mean, you get the idea. It's putting mobs out there, but let's go out here to build the lava blade. Alright, so for a lava blade, essentially, all you need to do... Oh, I forgot to build a cave in there. All you need to do is dig a hole a few blocks back into the wall and place a bucket of lava in it. And it will start flowing out, and then if you just... That's not what you want, obviously. And lava is going to be slow. I had not anticipated a lava blade causing me this much issue. There we go. So essentially then when you have your water flowing down this way, the mobs will just get forced in. You can have blocks down here, they'll fall in here, and they'll bob up and down the water, kill themselves in the lava, and their stuff can float off that way through a little channel you can dig. Very simple, very effective mob killer. But yeah, one other thing I'll show you this episode, just because I can. This is an idea I came up with. If you build that first trap and gather up a decent amount of gunpowder, I think a cool idea for our mob trap would be, I kind of have it working here, just blow out a massive cavern with TNT in such a way that the entire thing kind of slopes downward, and then use water buckets. They could be triggered by pistons or just permanent, and it will just funnel a lot of mobs towards the center. That's another nice way to gather mobs up, and then you can do the same funnel system that we saw in the other trap. Yeah, that's about it for this episode. So I'm guessing the next one that I'm going to release is the TNT cannon I'm working on there, which is pretty cool. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe for more things like this, and yeah, see ya.